right, here we are at Taco Embassy. This is by far the best Mexican restaurant I've been to in the Niagara region. I went to Mexico about a year ago, and everything I had in Mexico was amazing. It was nothing like anything I've had in the past for Mexican food in Canada. And when I came back, it was hard for me to find anything that was comparable, aside from, for you that don't know, my girlfriend is Mexican. So aside from the things that she would make at home, everything else kind of just tasted commercialized. In come Taco Embassy. This place has the most authentic Mexican food you can find. My girlfriend was even impressed by the food. It is all homemade by the mother and one of the sons. So it is all authentic and it is delicious. I personally had the tostadas de tinga. Here's the menu here. Tostadas de tinga. So it's pulled chicken with some seasoning, lettuce, sour cream, and fresh queso, so cheese, on a massive, basically a tortilla chip. It's like probably like this big. You'll see it in the cinematic B-roll or in the pictures that I'm gonna have on the blog post about this place at theventuredofficial.com. Came here with my girlfriend and a bunch of her Mexican friends, and they were all impressed as well. They said that it tasted just like back home. So if you want the real Mexican food experience, gotta come to Taco Embassy. So not only is the food amazing here, the atmosphere is amazing. Like you can see, like, look at this art. So this art was 2 months straight of an artist coming in and painting all of these murals on the wall. Like, look at all the detail. This is their logo. He hand painted it on the wall. And as you can see here, there's a bird cage. Guess what? Check this out. It's the cold air return. If you look at it this way, you can't really tell. But he literally took advantage of that and made it look like a bird cage. I love that. These are the grandparents' names who passed away. The grandfather on the mom's side and the grandfather on the dad's side. And the birds are there and there. And those are actually the grandparents. They've escaped from the cage because of the monkey let them out, and they are now free. I think that's like a nice touch, you know? It's a little bit of a family secret included in the painting. Everything as well, like look at this. So you can see there's a soup there. It's a bowl, I think it's pozole, some kind of soup that they actually won an award for. And there are other Mexican restaurants in Mexico City. I believe they have two. They say 2.5 because they have technically 3 restaurants, but one is very small. So they told me that they have 2.5 restaurants back in Mexico City. And that soup there was actually one of their famous soups. They won an award back in Mexico City for it, out of like 50 other restaurants or something like that. So pretty awesome. You can see all of the art. It literally feels like you're back in Mexico. And the fact that they put this restaurant in an old building it just adds to that character. Because if you've ever been to Mexico, it's just a whack of old buildings and like old architecture, and it's beautiful. So that just adds to the whole atmosphere. So now we are in the Lucha Libre room. And as you can see, there's more art here. This is all part of the same artist who took 2 months to paint this entire place. And another little family secret here. So those 2 guys right there, those are the grandparents. So the same ones as the birds in the other room. They're actually part of the spectators at the Lucha Libre fight over here. So pretty awesome. There's Nacho Libre, for those of you who know him. Taco Embassy, basically supposed to represent that trophy that I was telling you about earlier for the soup that they made. There's like a nice little quaint, romantic little room set aside from the Lucha Libre room. And you can actually see through the windows. into the larger portion of the restaurant, which is super cool. Super stoked about this place if you guys haven't found out yet. Just everything about this place, from the atmosphere and the food, the service, the ambition of the family and how great they are. Can't wait for you guys to meet them. It's an inspirational place to come.
Well, Taco Embassy, they're gonna be experiencing a little part of the heart of Mexico. We're bringing Mexico to Canada. We're bringing what we consider people in Canada should know about Mexico, right? So we're bringing the fiesta, the mariachis, the lucha libre, our roots, our culture, the artist, all those kind of things that people can actually experience of Mexico, right? You know, in Mexico we have 3 restaurants, right? And we have them right.
2.5.
2.5, yeah, 2 on a michelada place, right? So the third one is where you go and have a beer, have a cerveza, right? So 2.5, and we don't have it at a touristic place of Mexico. We have it at a little town called Cuautitlán. So it's not very touristic place to go. So our restaurants in Mexico are 100% for the locals, right? So all the food that we cook for them, we wanted to just bring the very same recipe, the very same presentation, the very same flavors to Canada. And we wanted the people in here to experience how a local person in Mexico is. Yeah. So that's what we did.
And it's all to the standard of the locals in Mexico.
Exactly.
So they approved it. So now you're in Canada. This is like as authentic as it gets.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, in Mexico we won an award called Justa Pozolera about our special soup called pozole. Yeah. And the pozole was crazy, right? We were competing against 50 more restaurants for the same soup. Yeah. And the chefs loved it, right? The chefs loved ours because my mom and my grandma made it, right? And the chefs were like, you know what? If this is what you guys serve at the restaurant, it's like literally going to a house and having pozole. And that's what we want people in Canada to feel like. We want people in Canada to sit at the restaurant and feel like they're at a Mexican house, that they're actually sharing the meal with a Mexican family. And we're gonna be hosting you guys. We're gonna be serving you guys. We're gonna be around talking to you guys. So, and you know what? Every time when I go back to the kitchen, I tell my mom, "Hey, mom, they love this.
Good.
Mom, they said this about your dish. Mom, they said that this is the best tacos they've ever had. These are the best enchiladas they've ever had." Yeah. And I just love to see my mom smiling and see how much she's enjoying cooking for every single person. Like she doesn't want to take a break. She wants to cook every single thing. Her and my brother want to cook every single meal for everyone, right?
Yeah, you're telling me nothing is reheated. It's all fresh. So it might take a little bit longer, but that's the kind of flavor that wins you awards in Mexico.
We put our heart in every single dish, right? We put our hearts, and we want every single person to have a special taco, a special pozole. We don't want to be like, oh, this is the 40th pozole of the day. We want to be like, this is the pozole of the day for every single person, right? Like that. So that's how we feel. That's how my mom feels. She's already saying like, oh, I love to do alambres. I love when I see an alambre, I run to make it, and I just love to see my mom and my brother having such a great time inside the kitchen.
The passion.
Yes, the passion, and people are getting that when they get their dishes. It might take a bit, but it's worth it. It's worth the wait. And they can have a margarita, see the murals, have a cerveza, enjoy our chips and salsa, our mayo dip we make here at the home. So yeah, it's an experience. It's an experience that we want people to have since they come into the door till they go home, right?
Yeah, it's a real experience. And like you were telling me earlier, it's like a vacation. You want people to feel like they're on a vacation, and I think you've done a really good job at doing so.
Thank you. Well, we want people to forget about the city stress for a sec. We want them to come on a Friday night or on a Tuesday, Monday night, Saturday night, and just forget for an hour about the city stress, have a nice meal, feel like at home, have a nice margarita, a nice cerveza, we have fresh waters, the horchata water, hibiscus water, tamarind, which are natural. And we just want people to have that experience and feel like when they're on vacation, no rush, no stress, just having a nice meal, right? That's what we're trying to get from Taco Embassy.
Hace 15 años vine por primera vez a Montreal. Después conocí las cataratas y el pueblo de San Catharines y me encantó y fue un sueño que acuñé por mucho tiempo, que mi familia me ayudó a realizarlo y hoy en día estoy feliz de haberlo realizado junto a mi familia y el corazón de toda esta familia está puesto en este proyecto. Gracias, Canadá, por recibirnos, por aceptarnos, por estar aquí, por regalarles también un poquito de nuestro país, por presentarles un poquito de nuestro país. Venir a Taco Embassy, no necesitan pasaporte y pueden disfrutar México.
You guys, please come support this place. They've been open for a month now. As of yesterday, it is located downtown St. Catharines. I will put a link in the description below. Also, they do have a website called thetacoembassy.com, but you can go check it out at theventuredofficial.com, where I'll have my blog post with awesome pictures, this video, the location, and everything you need to know about this place. So if there's anywhere else that you'd recommend me to go and visit and do an episode on, please leave a comment in the section below. If you're new here, please subscribe and make sure to like this video. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.
Gracias, amigos.
Bye.